See, now I can't see. All right, we're live on YouTube.
I guess we're going into it right away. We're at episode 383. Oh, yeah. Cool.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Oops. No, I want that one.
Gray Cliff. God, this is like the Wayback Machine.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Am I coming in too loud?
Oh, I didn't even have my head.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Give me a mic check, Joe.
Mic check, mic check. This week on Stogie Geeks.
All right, we're still. I see. I can't figure out on like LinkedIn, like where is my live?
What are you looking for?
My like live console on LinkedIn. I got it on YouTube. Sorry, folks. We'll be right with you for the folks waiting on YouTube. I can't find the console on LinkedIn where it tells me that we're live. Oh well, I'm just gonna go with it.
It's not on YouTube.
Figure that. Yeah, we're live on YouTube. It says we're live on LinkedIn, but I can't find the right page on LinkedIn to like monitor the live stream thing. So I don't know if it's actually working. LinkedIn live streaming has been problematic. All right, I'm gonna push record there. Recording audio, recording video. We're both in the same shot. Beautiful. Beautiful. I can actually bring up the Stogie Geeks website here too so we can both see it. We're almost ready to go. Probably like 30 more seconds. Like 30 more seconds. All right. That's good. That's good. I got my cigar. That's important. We got drinks. We have an agenda. We're ready to go. Do I cut and light this while I'm talking?
Yeah.
Why not? No, you know what? Let me just get that out of the way. Light this up quick. All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
Welcome, everyone, to the Stogie Geeks Show. It's episode number 383, being recorded on July 19th, 2024, right here in what we're calling Purgatory Studios right now. There'll be some subsequent announcements about the studio coming up. Joe's laughing. Joe Zempa is to my left. What is up?
Nothing much. Just enjoying summer. It's going by
That's
too
it.
fast.
Enjoying summer. That's how we say it here in Rhode Island. Summer. Get your clam cakes. I was explaining to people what hot wieners or gaggers were yesterday. It's awesome stuff. So we're here in the studio. Everything's going well. We are broadcasting live on both YouTube and LinkedIn. We usually do that on Fridays, and it will get better about sending out announcements to our audience about the live stream. Still figuring out. YouTube's going really well. YouTube.com/Stogie Geek is our YouTube channel. I broadcast to my personal LinkedIn account. I don't know if that's working today or not, so I will take that as a homework for myself as well. The rest of the cast and crew is probably busy with the CrowdStrike business right now. So we're recording and streaming on the day that CrowdStrike pushed an update and basically blue screened likely millions of computers that is causing all kinds of widespread outages. And since all of our hosts here on Stogie Geeks work in cybersecurity in some capacity, that means you're lucky just to have Joe and I. Actually, that we're not dealing with this craziness, but everyone else is dealing with the craziness. So we're here. Hopefully, if you work in IT or work somewhere, that you're dealing with it okay. I know my wife works at the hospital, and they're in a very interesting emergency response mode right now, trying to get everything working.
I knew it was drama when my wife said, "Did you hear about the cyber attack?" And I actually didn't, because she works in the hospital.
Yeah, I hadn't
And
checked
I'm-
my feeds this morning.
Right,
It was the same
right.
thing. And my
I
wife's
was
like, aren't you busy with the CrowdStrike thing? I'm like, how do you know before I do? Because she probably had the news on in the morning and they were already talking about it, dude.
Yeah, she came from the hospital,
Yeah.
having worked, and she's like, "Yeah, it's a nightmare."
Yeah.
Because they have to
It's
scan
not-
put the
she's
drugs
not-
in, and
right.
yeah.
She is not looking forward to going to work because those emergency procedures are basically a lot more work for everyone to process patients, obviously.
Yeah,
So.
and then you got to they have a backlog of paperwork that went into the system, and
Yep.
whoever. So that's I knew it was trouble when she brought up cybersecurity before me.
Yep. So what are we smoking, Joe?
Smoking
Start with that.
the Tatuaje Blacks, right? And this was
Try to a black Corona Gorda.
yes, and this was a find, right, from a
Jeff-
faraway shop.
Jeff
was
found
on
these.
travel.
Yeah.
Yep.
This must be a 2013 Black Label Corona Gorda.
Yep.
That would be my guess. I mean, based on the the wrapper. Oh wait, I have a special camera. Look at this. So this, I don't know if you can see it. It needs to be like behind something like white. Like it's really, really got the brown on the cellophane, kind of thing. It doesn't show up as much on the camera as it does in real life, but yeah, there's definitely that going on, which makes me think it is in fact the 2013 Black Label Corona Gorda, which if I pull that up, there were jars. I remember the jars, and these. I don't know if this came. This isn't the jar. This isn't the jar one, is it?
I don't think so, but
No, because the jar one didn't have cellophane on it, and it came in the plastic jar. They used some kind of plastic for those jars, and this is not the jar. Could it be a 2010? It didn't come in the original box, which is why I'm kind of struggling with it. It could be a 2010 Event 3-pack. Yeah. Bundles of 19 cigars. I don't think they came in cellophane.
Well,
from that.
boy, your mind is so
You know?
different from mine. My, my mind's going after I retrohale this. God, this is how Tatuaje used to be.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like it's such a good smoke. It's like why can't they? Why can't they? It's awesome. It's savory, right?
Oh, you're just jumping straight into the review. I haven't even like
Well,
processed in my
that's
brain, dude.
yeah. It's just savory leather.
We're
off
smoking
the
this
bat.
because last episode we talked about Oasis cigars, and this was one of the. Let's see if I can find it. This was one of the Oasis cigars that we talked about. Yeah, 2013 redo was an Oasis level, and this was Mark Jr. And but recently, one of the listeners of the local shop said recently smoked one. After hearing it, I see. I think this is not the jar one. This is the regular Black Label Corona Gorda from 2013.
Super tasty.
Yeah. See, I get busy and then it goes out and then yeah, I gotta get to smoking. I gotta get to smoking. That silence is me getting to smoking. Because my cigar went out.
That's just because you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy being the host.
Oh yeah. So far, I'd say these things are holding up like tremendously well.
Yep. Didn't age out yet, even though we're close
So Jeff
to that
found them at a
mark.
local shop.
Yep.
I managed to pick up 10 of them, and they are they are quite tasty. We'll check back in during the show to see how those are going. But yeah, you're right off the bat. Wow.
Like this is like it,
Wow.
this is how they used to be.
Yes, this is Tatuaje.
Like,
right?
this is like, God, this
Tatuaje. The
frickin-
newer stuff does not smoke like this.
and it doesn't.
Well, also the newer stuff doesn't have 11 years of age on it either.
Sure, but which is true. But like even when Tatuaje first came out, like out of the gate, it was like, man, this company does everything right. You know what I mean? Like super into them.
Right.
So getting excited about what they release. We've cigar shops have done very well with events with them.
Yeah.
And like when you have a cigar of this caliber and you do an event, you sell boxes or you sell 10 counts. If you just do some kind of regular run of the mill sticks,
Right.
everyday sticks, which we are going to get to later on in this show. It's like, they wonder why. Well, how come we didn't sell boxes? It's like, because you didn't put Tatuaje blacks or pork tenderloins on the menu.
Right. Right.
Like you remember the event we went to back at that restaurant, the Tatuaje event?
I do.
And like
That's where we get the pork tenderloin.
like before you even ate your dinner, you had to buy a box or they would sell out. And that's how events used to be when certain companies had launched their stuff. Now it's like, yeah, I'll get it on my way out. And then when you actually try like the 2 sticks from the event that they give you, like, yeah, I'm good, and then you don't end up buying the box,
Right.
or buying a 10 count or something.
I did want to talk about before we dig. So what we're going to do in this episode. So last episode we went through the Oasis and some of the Fight Chuck Norris rated cigars, the highest rated cigars here on the Stogie Geeks. What we're going to do this time is we're going to go the opposite end of the spectrum and we're going to talk about our lowest rating, which is lawn mulch. Now, we've already started going through some of them, and we already, I anticipated that it would go this way. They would look and go, yep, that's still lawn mulch, or, wow, I don't agree with that assessment. That's definitely not a lawn mulch cigar. So, and my goal is that these cigars are more accessible, that we find some gems in here. We find cigars that we might want to revisit and go, I don't know. I smoked it after I did that review years ago, and I thought it was a much better cigar or what have you. Because you can't, it's hard. Even if you smoke 2 for a review, when you first get them, cigars change over time. They're handmade products. I think there's a lot of factors that come into play that a lawn mulch rating isn't forever, right? Just like an Oasis rating isn't forever. So that's what we're going to do. But first, I want to talk about this really cool lighter that I bought from AliExpress. Dude, this is my new favorite lighter. So I'm going to cut to my camera so I can give you a little better view of it. So that's what it looks like. You have multiple color options. when you buy it, and I chose the very exciting and bold color choices. I went like what we call gaudy here in Rhode Island, right? It's very bright gold and red colors for those just listening. It is a triple flame torch lighter. Yeah, it's got a nice triple flame on it, actually. I don't know like how to describe that exactly, but some triple flames, they're not angled enough. They don't have like enough juice in each of the triple flames. Like this one's got some like a good balance in the flame, right? Like the closer you get, you can get some more flame, but it comes to a nice point at the end, so you can be a little more subtle when you light it. Now the cool thing about this lighter is that it folds out. So that part right there folds out, and my camera's going out of focus. Ooh, sorry. No, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Come back. There you go. No, there you go. All right, I'm just gonna. Okay, stop doing that. Thank you. Okay, so now I'm gonna hold it up, and hopefully it stays in focus. And then, so this is your cutter, and it's a V cutter, which that's probably my one complaint is it's just a V cutter. I don't always necessarily go for the V cuts, but it's been working really well as a V cutter, and that part folds back in. And then it does have a cigar punch, which I don't often use the punch. I probably should. I often just forget it's there. I think cigars that have a really loose draw benefit from a punch. It's got a nice flame adjustment. It's got big ridges in the flame adjustment, so you don't need the tiniest little tool. I can actually get in there with my fingernail if I wanted to and adjust the flame. And I thought this was the cute thing about this lighter. It comes with a little mini draw poker. Like, look, it's so cute and tiny. Look at it. And it just fits right in there. And I just thought that was really, really cool. How much do you think I paid for this lighter? How much would you pay for this lighter?
With all of that stuff, triple flame, it's got to be at least 50 to 70. Could be 80.
$32
There you
on
go.
AliExpress, and that includes shipping. So I was happy with my purchase.
What I like about the triple flames, that's angled, and it makes a point. It's good for touch-ups.
Yes.
You know,
I've been enjoying that about this lighter. And the nice part is I don't have to carry it in a separate cutter. I can just, it is kind of, feel how heavy it is though. I mean, that's like a pro and a con. If I were to just keep that in my pocket, like one, I'd be afraid to get all scratched up. And two, it's just really heavy to carry in your pocket. I compare it to the Colibri has a model that's a triple flame that has the fold out cutter inside of it. But they want like $150 for that Colibri lighter. So at $32, I'm like, oh, I put it in my bag, you know.
yeah, this is not a lighter you would keep in your shorts.
No, especially
Jeans,
in the summer.
maybe.
Jeans,
Yeah,
maybe. In the
jeans,
summer,
maybe.
no.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
But I like the fact that it's heavy when I'm using it. Like,
It's super cool.
it lets you know it's there.
Have you had it more than 3 weeks?
I've had it for 2 weeks, maybe.
Okay, because
It's still going strong. Is 3 weeks the magic?
Because my lighter theory is you have it for
3 weeks.
3 weeks or 3 years.
Oh, and the other thing about this lighter, right, is this the flame engagement is also a cigar holder. Like,
Look at that. Super
like,
cool.
Isn't that really cool?
Yeah, that is.
Oh god, I love the price point, man. Like, because lighters can get expensive. But that was a good one. I'll try and put out on social media when I publish this show. I'll give everyone the link to purchase one of those. And again, it comes in multiple colors. You do got to wait a while. Actually, I didn't wait that long for shipping. It wasn't that bad. And I believe the $32.09 or something included shipping from AliExpress. So let's go on to the Lawn Mulch cigars. The first one that's up there is, I don't even remember smoking this one. In 2016, I smoked a Monte Cristo fake Cuban. Now, what's hilarious, if you're in some of the Facebook groups like I am on cigars, a lot of them are like inundated with people posting pictures of what they believe to be Cuban cigars and asking like if these are fake or real. And I think if you have to ask, you already know the answer that they're probably fake. And 98% of the ones that they post on there are fake. And there's multiple indications that a Cuban cigar is fake. And just looking at that one, Joe, up on the screen here, I apologize. I should have this screen also on our broadcast. I'll work on that for next week. But what is the first indication that this is not a real Cuban?
For me, I look at the cap.
Even more obvious.
Oh, okay. Even The bottom.
What's round the cigar? What's the cigar inside?
Oh, cellophane.
Cellophane.
Duh!
Cuban cigars don't come with cellophane. I mean, maybe some do that I don't know of.
Totally
but
failed that
like
one.
largely, yeah, you did. But largely, Cuban cigars, in my experience, don't come in cellophane. So that was the first one. And this was I don't know if I wrote anything about it or I just said this was lawn mulch because it was a fake Cuban. It was gifted to be by my dry cleaner at the time, which is hilarious. And the wrapper's way off. It's got vein. It does. It's very, very veiny. Wrapper. The shape is way off too. I said it came close to as like a 6.5 by 42, which isn't. Comes close to a Monte Cristo number 1, 6.5 by 42, but it wasn't. That looks like a larger ring gauge than a 42. It was. My guess was at the time it was a short filler cigar, based on how mushy it felt and the way it smoked. Very hot, not great flavors. So.
Also, the label. If you scroll up, and you can see it. The label. See how it's not centered.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a listener pointed that out.
Yep.
The Fleur de Lis, which is the Monte Cristo symbol in the middle,
So if you
is off center.
Stogie Geeks listeners don't want to wait for 3 weeks or 3 months for Paul's social media post on this link, you can go to stogiegeeks.com, click on lawn mulch. It's the very first cigar.
I was talking about the lighter. I was going to put the link to the lighter.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to post this.
But if you want to, but if you want to follow along
if
at
you want to
home,
see
Joe's
it,
right. You go to stogiegeeks.com, click the link to lawn mulch and see what we're talking about.
Yeah,
So.
I'm sorry. It's taking a while to warm up the Stogie Geeks.
Yes. Yes. It's fake Cuban. Where else do you want to go? Do you want to go right down the list? Because this one I don't remember smoking either. This one's from 2015. Inferno Third Degree by Oliva Toro. I don't even recognize that cigar.
Yeah. I guess it was around episode 149, many moons ago.
Many moons ago. Yeah. No other details other than it was lawn mulch. Viaje Zombie Super Shot. This one got you fired up, dude.
Yes.
This one got you fired up.
Yes. A former Stogie Geek host rated this lawn mulch, and this was a time, it was back in 2013, when like Viaje and Tatuaje were like doing very well with taste, flavor profile, sales, and everything. And I actually like this stick. You know, I would not rate it lawn mulch. I think the way it came in a box of 20, and it was kind of like in a square box, kind of like shotgun shells. And I mean, I'd give it at least a box split for sure.
But this wasn't the super shots or shotgun shells. Shotgun shells were before this one or after this one?
Well, the shotgun shells came out after, but this was like the zombie.
It was in the zombie line.
It was in the
like
zombie
you say, had
line.
The antidote, and you had the zombie and the whole thing. Yeah.
But concept was the same for sure.
Right.
I like that Viaje was fighting zombies.
Right.
Good stuff.
But the shotgun shells, there was two different. So it was like a 10 gauge and a 12 gauge, and one was better than the other. And somewhere in Stogie Geeks history, you can hear Mark Jr. and I talking about them at length and talking about which one is better. And it's interesting. I still have a bunch of them, and I don't know which is which because they had no band. Like this one has no band on it whatsoever. So, and I don't know if they re-released shotgun shells after, and I bought a couple, and they all kind of got mixed together. So I got to go back and try some of those shotgun shells. I've been told that a lot of the Viaje special releases like that just haven't held up in age. So, yes, that's the super shot. Edgar Hoyle.
Yeah,
this has no band on it. Edgar Hoyle.
I'm trying to like remember that. I remember having them, but I can't.
This is one of the rare things where I smoked the first third and I put it out because I just.
Is that what
it went in the category of life is too short to smoke really bad cigars, and it tasted like.
What are you reading? What?
It tasted like licking an ashtray and farts.
No.
How's that for a review? Not a very highly regarded cigar in Paul's opinion, apparently.
Wow.
That's I think that's all we need to know about that cigar. I apologize to Edgar Hoyle. I obviously they make lots of cigars, and I don't want to trash anyone, but that was my opinion at the time, and I think we can share our opinions, right? And you may not agree. Maybe you don't agree. Maybe you're like Paula. I don't know what you're talking about. It's a great cigar.
There's a couple in there. We'll get to.
There's a couple. This one comes from 2013. Tim Muggerini, one of the original Stogie Geeks, right? And so he bought the Gurkha online cigars. Now, a lot of people will trash the Gurkha cigars.
Mm-hmm.
I think they make some good cigars, and I think they make a lot of stuff online that is just like okay and gives them a bad reputation. And the Gurkha debate will like continue from now until the end of time. But he said he'd never smoke this again. Couldn't get through the first inch. Bitter, harsh. The only positive is it had a good draw. So yeah, it got the lawn mulch. Again, I think there's some. I had some of the Black Dragon Gurkha cigars were really good. We actually did an episode where I unbanded a Gurkha cigar and gave it to Stogie Santa and Mark Jr. back in the day. And they smoked it, and they were like, "Oh my god!" And when I revealed it, they were like, "Holy crap, that was a Gurkha. That was a pretty good cigar."
Yeah, you know what's crazy about Gurkha is not only do they have, and I'm making it up, like 74 SKUs, you kind of need a notebook to go through the real good ones, but their higher end stuff is like well sought after.
Well, they make one of the most expensive cigars in the world, or something, right?
Right. You know what I mean? Be interesting to see how that Mike Tyson cigar comes out with current events. It's out.
Oh yeah,
the Mike Tyson.
Did he do the fight yet, or
no?
postponed,
It
right?
got postponed. That's gonna. They're gonna kick the can down the road.
You think so?
He said he got. They said he got injured and stuff like that, and but it's interesting. But anyway, how lucky is it for Gurkha? Right, they were making a Mike Tyson one anyway.
Right,
and then he get there. So we'll see what happens.
Well, that's good. I mean, it gives a lot of attention to it. So,
and it's going to retail for like $18 to $22.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's got to live up to its hype because
right.
then it puts you in other like Padron, Davidoff, Arturo Fluente, higher end Arturo Fluente. So we'll see.
I did a Perdomo limited edition from limited edition 2008, and I said I didn't enjoy the cigar. The first third was harsh, and the rest tasted bland. Again, that's at the old Mr. J's Lounge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't remember seeing these cigars recently, though. Do you?
No.
I mean, you can see the picture of it there. I wonder if they even still make these. Looks like there's a new version of it. Give them a fair shake. There is a new version of it. So it looks like it was reblended. Villiger Export 10.5. I'm not a big fan of the Villiger. I've tried a bunch of the different ones. I haven't found one I liked.
No.
I thought there were some that were okay. I want to say I bought a bunch from a local shop. It was like running a special on them or something. And I'm like, I'll try them. I tried a bunch. And there was like one in the bunch that wasn't. In fact, you could probably look through the Stogie Geeks for Villiger and find ones that I rated higher than this. But this one came like wrapped in paper and stuff. You often see these for sale online, and I want to say Holtz.com has Villiger on sale like pretty much all the time. I only mustered 2 puffs, apparently.
I do not smoke these. It's kind of funny.
They're $1 a stick, though. It's a 4x37, so it's a real small cigar. But for $1 a stick, I'm like, don't even bother. $1 a stick.
It's kind of funny with Villiger. When in 2015, when I was just on the radio with the Cigar Club Radio, interviewed someone from Villiger.
Yeah.
And the question I asked them, because you know me, I go right to business. Like, you guys are well known for machine-made smokes. What was the boardroom decision to get into the premium cigar business? You know what I mean? Like, they should have at least branded it under another name.
Yeah,
you know what I
agree.
mean, and because for years, and I mean Villiger, 100 years, 80 years at the time, right?
It was machine made.
Was machine made. They're known. They do super well across the pond. over in Europe,
Mhm.
right? And all of that stuff. And then all of a sudden you want to get into the premium blend. I know they made like a Colorado wrapper. They had a Connecticut. I think one was called like the Talaga or
Yeah.
something like that. And they were just okay.
Yeah.
Like I think, and I wonder if they were okay because we had that Villiger machine made in our mind,
Yeah.
or if it came
Right.
out as
Your-
another
your
brand.
Preconceived notions.
Yeah. So, but anyway, needless to say, like most interviews, they never really answered the question.
Yeah. Yeah. Quesada Heisenberg.
Mm.
I remember this project. Was this also around the time Breaking Bad? Must have been.
Well, it's
'Cause
20.
it popularized the Heisenberg. He was a chemist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mark said he had mixed feelings. He's a huge Breaking Bad fan, so this was a Breaking Bad homage, if you will. And so loved the name of the stick. Beyond that, the smoke was really lacking any identity. I can't even recall any of the flavors. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the Heisenbergs either.
Yeah. Dude, that picture is so old.
Yeah,
You're,
it's like
you're
a
doing it
old
on the
look,
poker table in the back of
Mhm.
Havana
Yep,
when you started Stogie Geeks. That's crazy.
like an ancient mixer too.
Yeah.
My, how far we've come. Look at our broadcast today, right? I think it looks pretty good. Also, Tim did not like the Heisenberg. He's got the same lawn mulch review. CYB Corona Real.
Ah.
You familiar with that one? We can skip it if you're not. We can skip around if you want. I'm not familiar with this one either. Filler is Nicaraguan and Peruvian. I haven't talked about Peruvian tobaccos in quite some time.
Who reviewed that? You?
That was Mark Jr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one, where did this come from? Vintage Grande? Look, it is a picture of it in the snow.
Yeah.
So this is EP Carrillo Short Run Vintage Grande. I think this was one that I bought online as a special. And Mark Jr. and I liked it. We smoked it on a show. And it was one of those, I think, like direct to online retailer. 60, if this is a 60 ring gauge, it's got to be it. Yeah. 6.5 by 60. And it must have been episode 46 where Mark Jr. and I smoked it. And we're like, actually, this is pretty good. And like, you order, all right, I'll say it. It was Cigars International, I think, that had this one. And I ordered a bundle. And I was like, well, I love EP Carrillo. I love the short runs. I'm like, let me try this one. And I'm like, well, that's not quite up to par. But I'm like, it's a good cigar. And I let him age for a little while. And then, Tim says performance was perfect. But he thought it was like smoking stale cardboard. And put it out in the snow. It's hilarious.
Man, I missed
these had a
reviews
little
like that.
vintage. This was a 60 ring short run, and it said vintage on the secondary band on the side.
Yep.
That's definitely came from.
Well, and then the short runs, like when the 2013 came out, was good. 2015, I thought was really spot on. But they also, if you notice, the size had changed.
Right.
With that, so they went smaller, and maybe the 60 ring kind of threw it off. I don't know.
Right. I don't know if you could find these today. I'm not going to bother looking, but yeah. I smoked some short runs recently. I had some like 2012s, and next time we'll actually have reviews. This week, summer's hard. I don't know if I took a picture of that one, but I did smoke one of the older EP Carrillo releases, and boy, was it tasty. Tasty. I don't think I snapped a picture of it, but I'll post a review for next time. It's not in that box either. But yeah, short runs are good, and a lot of them held up, man.
Yeah.
Like I go back and smoke them now because like I was because I think back in the day, it was when we first started Stogie Geeks. EP Carrillo had gone off on his own, right? Because he was the master blender for La Gloria Cubana, I want to say. Fact check me on that one, but I want to say EP Carrillo, right, was La Gloria Cubana, and then went off on his own and came out with his first cigar. And, oh, God, what was that called? It was a special run, his very first one. And I smoked it, and I was blown away. I was like, this cigar is awesome. And then, like, his next few releases were great. Then he had a regular line, the new waves I was digging. And then he had, like, short runs and special releases after that. And they were all, like, pretty awesome up until a certain point, and then I don't know what happened. You know, some of the short runs got a lot of 60 ring gauge. He made a lot of 60 ring. And I'm just not the biggest fan of 60 ring. Although he does make good 60 rings. Are you looking up what his first cigar was?
Yeah, I am. Google's not.
No.
It's calling it an Encore, but I know it wasn't.
It's not an Encore. That was one of his later lines, yeah. For sure.
Nothing computers works today.
Yeah, right? EP,
First cigar.
Firsts.
Yeah, I bet you got to go Ernesto Perez. Hold on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Google, you're right, is no help. I mean, maybe if you go to Half Wheel and you go to the archives and you go to the last page.
Mm-hmm.
Core line. Oh, wait. Inaugural 2000. I found it. All right, let's get nostalgic for a moment. And now, it included a pre-production brand new EP Carrillo Edition Inaugural 2009. Yes. Previously of Lagoria Cubana. I was right. It was a limited stick, 100,000 produced and sold, and it was a 5 3/8 inches by 52. Ecuadorian wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, Dominican filler, and boy, was it a tasty cigar. Wow. Certainly not anywhere near lawn mulch. We were talking about San Latano.
Yeah. No.
No,
we were, but yeah.
The oval, right?
Yep.
And this was the Maduro blend, and I wasn't a big fan of the Maduro blend, and I like some San Latano, some ones in that line, but apparently I didn't like this one. This was Ecuadorian Habano Maduro Nicaraguan binder rather. Filler is, Honduran Nicaraguan, and AJ's secret filler. It's a 5x44 Corona at the time, an MSRP of $780, which seems really inexpensive now. Prices have just gone up. We covered that last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I didn't dig it. I didn't dig it.
Yeah,
there's not that many. I mean, also to our credit, there's not that many lawn mulch cigars.
Right.
There's like 3 pages of them on our site, which is not that many. How about Fonseca? Are you digging Fonseca?
This cigar was either hit or miss with me.
This is the Fonseca Cubano Limitado.
Yeah, I remember being on a kick with this cigar for a while. When I say a while, like 2 months, which for me that's a while.
Yeah, and it is a while for
you. And I remember having some. I'm like, wow, it's really tasty. Then I remember having some. Same shop, same visit, and being like, it's kind of flat. So
inconsistency is, I think, a thing that the cigar industry doesn't necessarily like to talk about, but we'll talk about it. There are certain times when regular cigar smokers like us can spot inconsistencies.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Again, it's a handmade product. It's grown in the ground. It's susceptible to nature. The whole thing. I think we've done whole episodes about that process, but. I think that we can notice inconsistency.
I mean, it was rated lawn mulch. I'd probably go try one at the time. Mm-hmm. If I was rating cigars in 2013, I was still in that exploratory.
$7. Oh no, I'm sorry, $6.25.
Yep.
It was a Honduran Cuban seed wrapper. Binder was Dominican and Nicaraguan. The filler's Dominican. It was a Toro 6x50, which a Toro's got to be my favorite size, to be honest with you. $6.25, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, if I could take a couple seconds to talk about like the reason why I kind of gravitated towards this cigar is think about it. 2013, Fonsecas were known for like Connecticut wrapper, lighter
cigar.
blend.
Yeah,
and this was a darker wrapper, something different that they tried. So and they attached a Cubano aspect of it. So you're like, okay, maybe it's going to be, Cuban-esque. And this was when that whole Cuban seed was coming into market.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, so you kind of like say, okay, it's a different Fonseca. Let me try to like it. So then you start to kind of explore and then figure it out, but it wasn't too consistent. Like I said, if I were rating it, I mean, I wouldn't have nuked it like this, but I would have put it like a
Sure.
try one,
Right.
you know. But you could have got. But there have been many lawn mulch Cubano limitados that I've had. So
I gotcha. Consistency. Cohiba 1966 limited edition 2011.
yeah, so it already had 2 years of age on it when you smoked it.
It was
Right.
2013. This is Mark Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Is this this was a generous gift when his daughter was born. It was rated by Cigar Aficionado as the second best cigar of 2012.
Mm.
So that being said, the disappointment of the past 12 months for me, it started out nice earth, subtle spice, then it took a drastic turn downward. Flavors went away for bitterness and prevailing sour note. A $46 cigar he pitched halfway through. And this is the Cuban Edición Limitada.
Yeah.
From Cohiba, nonetheless.
Yep. And it was a gift when his daughter was born. So it's like a
Right?
pivotal
This is
moment.
like a pivotal moment. and
Epic disappointment.
That's
Not
terrible.
the daughter, the stick. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I think if you were to go seek out some of the previous year's limited edition Cuban cigars, what does that look like today? I mean, you're in for. I mean, all right. So back then in 2013, it was a almost $50 cigar. If you were to go seek out limited edition Cuban releases today from, let's just say, even 5 years ago or more,
Yeah.
you're paying a lot of money for that
Yeah.
stuff.
$1.25, $1.10.
A stick.
Yeah.
The prices on Cuban cigars have just gone through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Craziness. Now this one, I've smoked this after the fact and really liked some of these. So I don't know where I was going with this one. But this was on, so this is a Perdomo 20th anniversary Maduro Robusto. And I almost want to retract my lawn mulch because I've smoked Perdomo 20th anniversary cigars and really liked them and gotten a good price on them online and really digging them. And so apparently this cigar was on several top 10 lists. I smoked it with a friend and they came to the same conclusion. It lacked flavor and it wasn't an interesting cigar to smoke. You're almost thinking you're smoking an aged out Connecticut wrapper. So it was light on the body. So maybe it's just the time of day I was smoking it. This kind of sounds like something that you should be smoked first thing in the morning, like, your 6 a.m. when you're up before everyone else in your house and you want to fire something up. It's a Cuban seed Maduro wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and filler. The strength was listed as medium to full with full body and full flavor. Obviously, I didn't agree with that. I thought it was really light. But who knows how many cigars I smoked before this one, or the state of your palate is entered in here. So I would retract that one. I'd be like, you know what? Go seek out some Perdomo 20th anniversary and try it because I've had them subsequently and I think you've seen full boxes of those My Humidor a couple of years ago, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
That was good.
And they're still on shelves. It's a little darker, the wrapper, but
Yeah.
over time.
Well, it could just be the lighting when I took the picture too.
Oh, that's true.
Papas Fritas. I was not a big fan of the Papas Fritas, and I want to say I've smoked it subsequently to this, and I'm still not a fan of the Papas Fritas. What was the deal with the Papas Fritas? Was it short filler? What do you think? What's your guess?
Yeah. Yeah, that's all
I
short.
want to say it was a short filler.
Yeah, it's all short filler. For sure.
Let's get the scoop. These were released in 2013. Let's see. So it's a 4.5 by 44. I liked it as a quick smoke. Yeah, and this was, we were talking about machine-made cigars before. This cigar falls in that category. Now, I'm not comparing it to a machine-made cigar in terms of experience, but a lot of the smaller cigars like that get down to 4.5 inch by 44 or less. I'd say this is probably larger in that size. That come in tins, like this one comes in tins of 4. So the theory is you need a quick smoke, right? And so you're gonna light up something that comes in a tin or some kind of packaging and just throw in your pocket. We were just talking about the European cigar market and their smaller cigars, and I think that's, you're short on time, you got a short drive or whatever, and you want to have a smoke, and I didn't particularly care for this one. And again, I probably smoked it really fresh too. Didn't have a lot of age. I want to say I smoked some after they had some age and they were better. Not necessarily in my wheelhouse. It is a pretty amazing blend, right? The wrapper is a Connecticut Broadleaf #1 Darks. The binder is a plantation-grown Brazilian Matafina. The filler is Honduran and Nicaraguan. And it is a petite Corona. So it's not quite like your smaller machine made, but it kind of smoked like that. Because, like I said, I believe it's short filler, right? It's probably in here somewhere, whether it's a short filler or not. Yeah, and these got good reviews, which is why I bought them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Original score from 2012, so maybe they were released before that, is a 92 from Half Wheel. And then redo score is a 90. So, yeah. It's interesting. I would try it again. On my short commute cigar, I'd give it another shot.
I had one within the past 4 months, and
What do you think?
I mean, I wouldn't do lawn mulch, but I do try one. I wouldn't.
Sure.
They're not, like you really have. If you're looking for that pepper, Drew Estate, trying to compare it to like a T52 or a Liga, you just got to retrohale. If you don't retrohale,
Yeah.
you're gonna lose a lot of it.
I got
But it just doesn't. It just doesn't pop. That's all.
Right.
But cigar shops have them, and they do sell.
Right.
So
I agree with Joe. Try one. See if you like it. Right. Oh, this was another disappointment. And I want to say I might have smoked one of these too, and did not have a good time with the Opus X El Scorpion. 2007 is the secondary band, is the year that's on there. He said this was a dud. Really excited to smoke it, right? It's a super limited cigar. Opus X in general is harder to find. The special releases in the special sizes, of course, we've talked about a lot on the show. El Scorpion being one of them. There used to be a website that had all the pictures of all the limited release, like weird sized Opus X kind of things. And so after my experience, as well as Paul's 2 experiences, don't try one. So I think Mark Jr. and I both smoked this cigar. They were like $30 each, and I want to say some of the experience was hampered by weird burn, like poor construction. Like the burn was just weird. And we both smoked them, and we were both like, "What was that? I can't believe that." Fuente missed the mark on a limited Opus X. So I think that's a good PSA for listeners out there. Stay away from the El Scorpion based on our experience. Now, granted, this was older, released 2007. I'm not sure when. I mean, we could Google when, about this cigar if we wanted to, but I don't know if we want to do that. It's up to you.
Yeah.
I haven't seen these in a long time. Look at Regency's. Regency's got some. That's a different El Scorpion. That's the
2012.
But that's got the black Opus X band, which means something different. So that's what did that say? 2012 on the band.
I think so. Yeah, and it's part of that Forbidden series.
Forbidden X. Thank you.
Yeah.
The black band is the Forbidden X, which tweaks the blend. Not the same blend as the Opus X with the regular color band on it. And not that we know what the blend is, but I'm going to go on a limb and say the Forbidden X is a different blend because they taste completely different from the equivalent sizes in even a limited like Opus X run, right? So this is a box of 10. So these are, according to the website, and this is from a local cigar shop, Regency, there were boxes of 10 Fuente Opus X El Scorpion Natural, the 6 3/8 by 50 Perfecto. 10 cigars were $700. I mean, it's out of stock on the website, but yeah. Interesting. I would not spend $700 on the Forbidden X blend just as a precaution to put that investment in something that I don't know about that size, right? Now, here's one that I've definitely gone back and smoked a lot of and came to a completely different conclusion. It was a different size that I smoked that I liked better.
Was it Robusto? I like Griffins and the
Yes,
Robusto
it
size.
was
Yeah.
the Robusto.
Yeah.
Yep. We're on the same wavelength. So one of my family members was a frequent client of Mr. J's,
Mm-hmm.
and I would see him and his wife in there, like on Christmas time. I'd see his wife in there, and she was buying him a box of cigars, and it was like exclusively he would. It was one of the cigar smokers, right? Old school. I smoke this cigar. This is the one that I
Mm-hmm.
smoke. When I smoke cigars, this is what I smoke. And his cigar was the Griffins in the tubo.
Mm.
Um, and I don't know the exact size on this one. I tend to shy. So this is a number. What does that say? Number 300 on it.
Yeah.
Look at size. Who cares? Blend doesn't matter. Price, whatever the price is, it's way too much.
Yeah.
So the first third wasn't horrible, and the rest of the stick just lacked any sort of depth, body, or flavor. That's the thing you run into with some of the Griffins, is it's almost like smoking air, right? And this particular size, just they didn't pack enough in the filler or something. Like they didn't pack enough punch in it, and so once you got through the first third, it was like smoking air, right? It was like smoking a cigar that had been aged out, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times your aged out cigars, the first third, you're like, oh. I get excited, and then it just kind of dwindles, and it's like smoking air. So, but subsequently, I bought several boxes on sale. Remember, it was a Holtz special. Holtz.com used to run Griffin's Robustos
Yeah.
at a decent price.
Mhm.
Like we're talking $4 or $5 a stick, and we'd smoke through whole boxes. I think you
Yeah.
smoked a bunch
Yeah.
of those too, and
They
those were
were-
really good.
but
I
that
would
was-
call those box worthy. So
Right.
here in the same line, you got a Lawn Mulch and you got a box worthy. Size matters. We've always said that on the Stogie Geek Show. When it comes to cigars, size matters.
Yeah. Yeah. They were also Black Label too. They were the Griffins were Black Label.
Black Label.
No, the label was black.
Oh, really? On the
Yeah.
ones I bought? No.
Yeah, I
Were
believe
they?
so. Yep.
Oh, maybe it was a different blend entirely. Could be.
Hold on.
I had to go back.
No.
No, I don't think they were.
No.
I think they do make some of the Black Label.
I know the ones with the Black Label we really like too. You know. So yeah.
My Father Le Bijou box press torpedo. You know, I'm not a big fan of the My Father Le Bijou.
Mm.
And I really like the short Robusto size, and I think they make this in a short Robusto-ish size.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought a box when I first joined Havana Club. And I thought they smoked good at the time. And I've since revisited that, and I'm just not a fan of the Le Bijou blend. I don't know what you feel, Joe, but
Well, shops, they're still alive and well and kicking.
mm-hmm.
Shops do very well with them, and they are, again, they make a really shorter size, and that's the only one I would probably gravitate
Yeah, that's
to.
the one I grabbed.
But
And I smoke it today. I'm like, it's just okay. Like,
there's too many options
yes.
that are out there, and I don't know, maybe with smokers like us, it just gets overlooked. But your newer smoker or your weekend smoker or your social smoker who comes
Sure.
out to a cigar bar, has a drink and a smoke, they do very well with that.
Yeah, I
stick,
can see that. I can see
with
that.
that stick.
How is your Black Label Corona Gorda doing?
It's awesome, super tasty. It's starting to fade a little bit.
A little bit. It's
Yep.
not as exciting as it was when we first lit it up.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah, but it's certainly there. For sure.
It's certainly still wanting to fire on all cylinders, though. I have
Yeah.
to say, like, it did lose a little, but
Yeah, it just lost a little bit, but it's still good. Tasty. I don't know, with the Twahe.
very tasty.
With the Twahe, you to me you get that pepper leather component that's just
Yes.
so prominent, and that's kind of what I really like. That and a
Pepper's
little-
very enjoyable in the retro hail right
yes. Yep.
now. And we're about the same burn rate on the cigar. And yeah, pepper it can be really taxing on the retro hail. And sometimes you want to die for about 3 seconds after you do it. But
I'm all right.
yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good. It was just 3 seconds of really, really uncomfortable burning sensation in my entire palate and
In a
nostrils.
post-COVID era, when you sneeze, I'm sorry, that was a Nicaraguan sneeze. That's what I
right.
say.
That's right, yeah.
That's not a COVID sneeze.
It's
That's
a
a
Nicaraguan
Nicaraguan,
sneeze,
retrohale sneeze. You know.
But with the age on these cigars, the pepper on the retro is nice.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep. What I noticed just with the cigar at this point, getting more of that leather, but less of the pepper. But it's very tasty, very enjoyable. Good find. Good job, Jeff.
PDR 1878 Cubano Especial Capa Madura. I love the elongated names for cigar. I do. I love it. And they all contain the same, roughly like 6 to 8 phrases.
Yeah.
Cubano
Especial
Capa Maduro. Yes. It's a very nice name. It's a very nice name. Tim Green didn't like this. He smoked it back in 2012. Too much barnyard. Called it barnyard. Or if it was Tim, he'd say barnyard. There's a lot of barnyard in this one. It was a lawn mulch for him. This is a Brazilian wrapper. I want to say before Brazilian wrappers like really kind of took off. This was like, Brazilian wrappers were kind of like the redheaded stepchild of the cigar industry 10 plus years ago. And I think it culminated right with Davidoff coming up with they've got what is their Brazilian wrap cigar? That's not Yamasa. What is it? One of their ones is Brazilian, right?
Ooh, I mean, yeah.
You didn't know there was going to be
No.
well, no.
I have the label. Joe. It actually has a lime green label on it. I know the label.
Yeah.
I know the label. Definitely has a lime green.
We need like a fact checker. Escurio.
Escurio. Yeah.
Escurio.
Tell me it's lime green. At least I can get like half credit.
It does have lime
right,
green in the wrapper. Yes.
I'm like going crazy.
It's black and silver, but it has a lime green for Brazilian. Yeah. For Brazil. Right.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So I'm running.
I'm gonna go back and smoke some of these.
You could ask me more questions because if you're keeping score, I got a score 45 so far.
Right.
So I need a couple more to redeem myself.
All right, where are we now?
The Viaje honey and hand grenades.
Remember these?
This was my least favorite Viaje of all time.
Yeah, these did not bode well. But it was a really cool looking cigar. I mean, sometimes a really cool looking cigar is also a really good cigar, right? Like there's this interesting relationship between packaging and presentation and how it smokes, right? And you could have a bundled cigar that smokes awesome, and it's in a bundle, and it's got one band on it, and that's it, right? Or maybe there's no band on it, and it's amazing. And then you got cigars that had some amazing packaging to it, and really cool shapes, kind of like not a perfecto. What would you call that? Perfecto-ish?
Yeah.
Well, perfecto on one side, but not tapered on the other.
Yeah. To me, this cigar was just all over the place in taste.
Well, because it was all over the place in construction.
Yeah.
That's the problem I had with these is they just did not smoke well at all. And I hate saying that about a cigar. I know it's a handmade product. I've said that like 6 times on the show as an excuse. But this particular one, I think could have been a great cigar had the construction been more consistent and on point. Because once it starts burning all over the place, like the flavor profile just goes out. It's the first thing that go out the window when a cigar starts having either a void in it or tobacco in the binder and or filler that burns more quickly than the other tobacco, right? And you get that hole. What do they call that? There's a hole that burns down past where the burn line is. Dude, it ruins it. Or it canoes, right? Or it canoes. But I'm talking about there's canoe where like your burn line is just uneven. But there's your burn line could be perfectly straight. But then like like
through the
half an inch down the cigar, it's starting to burn through the filler, starting to burn through the wrapper because there's either a binder and or filler in there that's burning more quickly.
Yeah.
And that's what I think was happening with these cigars. That just construction, unfortunately, was bad. But it was cool, like the red, really bright red coloring, and the bee on it, like honey and hand grenade kind of thing. There was a whole thing. I don't think I have had any more of those. My Uzi weighs a ton. Bait fish. I vaguely remember this release now. I've never been a big fan of the My Uzi Weighs a Ton. Yeah. Oh, it's just kind of. I mean, I think it's a cool name and all. They still make these.
Yeah, but
They had to change the name for
yeah,
Public Enemy.
they changed it to MUWAT,
Mm.
and it's a. I'm not. I've had a couple when they came out as both there, and I.
Oh, I smoked the small size. This was the 4x44. That's why they call it the bait fish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4x44. And that small size, it wasn't firing on any cylinders either.
Mm-hmm.
So, Perdomo Champagne Noir.
These are still around, and
Oh yeah, this is a staple. This cigar has been around since like the beginning of time. Dude. This is the one with the yellow. A lot of times they come in yellow cellophane, right?
Yep, and they do well,
and they sell really well. Right, you work for
two.
2 different shops and can attest that they sell really well, which is awesome.
And then the patrons are like, "Do you smoke these?" I'm like, "Nope." This I would say I'm not. I couldn't get into it.
Yeah,
it was just all right.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of the champagne. I do like Perdomo cigars. I've just not been a fan of the champagne line for sure. Mombacho. You remember Mombacho? They still make those? No, they don't make them. We can skip it. Let's see what else we got. Macanudo Cru Royale Robusto.
Yeah, I remember that.
And this is General Cigars.
Yeah.
I have to say, we get samples from General Cigar, and I got to do a better job of reviewing them on the show. And I got to say, some of the cigars they send us are really awesome. Like, there are some that I am like, this is really cool.
Of recent, the Room 101 Hit and Run.
Yeah.
Have you tried that
one?
I
have not tried that one.
Yeah, that's in the.
Yeah. And some of them I just don't, and some of them I just don't like. I mean, they got a ton of offerings, and some of it just, like, this one just wasn't in my wheelhouse, but some of the ones they send us, dude, are really, really, really good.
Yep.
I think I talked about what was the one that's like a garage themed cigar?
Garage.
I think I talked about it a few episodes ago. It's a massive stick.
Oh, the CAO.
Is it CAO?
Yeah, the CAO.
What's it?
It was a big one. You took to a barbecue?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that one.
Flathead.
Awesome. Flathead. Yes,
Flathead.
Oh, my God. That cigar's great.
Yeah.
Especially, again, you're outside, you got a cigar, using a long cookout kind of thing. Great offering. I'll bring in a lot more of the samples for the next time and pass them out, and we can start reviewing them here on the show. Oh, yeah, this one was a miss. The Avo LE 2012 Trompetta. This was the Bellicoso with the little tobacco leaves that made it look kind of like a trumpet.
Yeah.
I said straw, hay, damp cardboard, tight draw. Pretty much what everyone else said about this cigar. Did not go over well at all, unfortunately.
And that was at the time, too, when Avo was firing on all cylinders. In 2012, a lot of those classic flavors, and you had the Avo Classic still on shelves.
Some of the like best limited releases in history of cigars come from Avo. I can remember Paul Joyle talking about one of Avo's LE. So a lot of the LE line was like a yearly release, and it was like the LE 07 or something like that, or one of them. He was like, he's like, we got them in and smoked them, and we were blown away. Blown away. It was like the best cigar he ever smoked. In subsequent LE, there's a whole LE thing with Avo, which I'm not sure what happened recently with that, but I know back in the day we were smoking all the Avo LEs, and there were some that were previous ones that you were hard to find, and you get your hands on one, God, it'd be awesome. This one, so don't bother going back to look for an LE 2012 Trompetta, according to our reviews. I gave Tim an unbanded and he didn't like it. I don't know what it was. The reveal. Rocky Patel Vintage 1990 Toro Seconds.
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely not lawn mulch, but
no.
nah.
I tell you what, Rocky's got some great cigars too. And again, I think it's the Gurkha problem where they mass produce for online sales, right? And I mean, people got to make a living, and then, there's different strategies, and that's a strategy. But this goes back to our conversation about seconds recently, right? This one I don't believe was a second. This one I believe was we're going to make this run of cigars, right? And we're going to bundle it and put it out online. So you could buy in 2009 a second bundle of 15 cigars for $50.
Right.
I mean, that's a good deal. And this was like my not lawn mulch for me, right? This was if I'm out mowing the lawn, I might have one kind of thing. A knock around fishing kind of cigar. In all fairness, Tim does say he has had the Rocky Patel Vintage 1990 series and never detected any bitterness or sourness. So, yes, that was the last one, dude. In lawn mulch, again, not a whole lot in there, and I think some of the ones we went through in there, if you playing along at home, were I wouldn't rate that cigar that way today, or there's another offering in that same line that we like, which I think is good. Stay somewhat positive, You want to do some Angler?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, we'll do some angler, and then we can definitely skip over to the try ones for sure.
Yeah. So how many pages we got on the Angler?
Just 4.
4. All right. Well, we'll skip around maybe.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about first? What catches your eye here?
Where were you?
Up on the screen. Am I going too fast for you?
Yeah.
Am I going too fast? There's some interesting ones in here. Where do you want to go?
Room 101 Big Delicious.
Where is that? Big
That's
Delicious?
the second one.
It's the second?
No, I'm sorry.
No.
Nope.
Room 101 Big Delicious right there.
No, Carolina. No.
Carolina Cigar Company?
No, I don't even remember the Carolina.
That's a small, I think that's a small American-made cigar.
Yeah. Hold on.
And nothing wrong with it. Carolina Cigar Company, I mean, I said it was trying. I didn't say it was lawn mulch.
We're not going to do
It's an
Villager
interesting looking
again.
cigar. It was a Connecticut shade, grassy and earthy profile,
Yeah.
some of which seemed unbalanced.
Yep.
But I want to say, no, they don't list what the wrapper, binder, filler is, but the price was $25. So that could have been why the price. I try not to include price in it, but it doesn't sound like it smoked like a $25 cigar.
Yeah. You want to start?
Old Camacho?
The Pura Soul Robusto.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed Pura Soul when they first came out.
They were popular for a while back in the day.
Yeah.
They still, is that Robin Wright, brought to market by Fabricas Unidas and Christian Aroa? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Nicaraguan Puro. It was average. I said it was average, right? Hence the try one.
Yeah.
Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar,
Yep.
What else?
We can go to page 2.
We can go to page 2. Okay. Joe's giving us the go ahead to go to page 2. Let's talk about Camacho.
Oh, yeah.
This is the newer release of Camacho.
At the time, yeah. Yeah. The Corojo, you know what's funny?
This was the bright colored huge bit. They don't make them like that anymore because they got bought and sold. We gotta do a.
You mean with the big bands?
Yeah.
They still do.
So is that?
Yep.
But what happened to Camacho? Got sold to
Davidoff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And when they sold to Davidoff, that's when they came out with these bright, huge band things. I want to say that was the turning point, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And of all the bright bands, right? The yellow was the Connecticut, red was Corojo. And then they had some other colors that were different wrapper types.
The black was the double or triple Maduro.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had an Ecuadorian one, which is the blue, which is my favorite.
Yep. Okay.
Of the line there. My second favorite actually is this Corojo.
Nice. In the Robusto, because this was a Robusto in the tubo, which again, I try not to buy cigars in the tube because they tend to be more expensive because of the packaging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they still sell Camachos like this. They still got the little scorpion thing going on.
And $6.50 back then. $6.50. Can't be right.
Yeah. They're only $9.50 now.
Oh, wow.
So
there's your price increase.
Yep. They're only $9.50 now.
Padilla Vintage Reserve. Do they still make Padilla?
But yeah, I'm trying to go back.
I want to say it's mostly like an online
Yeah.
cigar now, right? What happened to Padilla? No, they still sell them. There's a story behind a lot of these companies. When I get a chance to prep a little more for a show, we got to talk about the history behind some of these, right? Because we've talked about a lot of older stuff, and I think it'd be interesting to have where they started out and where they're going, where they ended up, kind of thing.
Mm.
Yeah, the Padilla Vintage Reserves are like $4 to $5 a stick. Now they're sold out on this site, which makes me think like, are they even available today?
Well,
most shops I don't see Padilla in shops today.
Definitely not in the Northeast.
Right? I don't remember the last time I saw Padilla in a shop. Yeah, I don't even know. Like, can you even buy them today? Did they just drop off the face of the planet? I see them on an auction website, which that's never a good sign. I don't see a lot of them for sale. I see reviews. Yeah, I think because I remember talking to Todd about Padilla. He was a big fan of Padilla. You know, for some reason I had like a bunch kicking around of all different types of Padilla. This said at the time it retailed for $12 a stick.
And it was rated in Angler.
It looks like a nice cigar. It's box press with a nice oily sheen wrapper with not, a lot of blemishes on it. 5x54 box press Maduro. Pennsylvania Maduro. Wrapper type broadleaf. Interesting. I'll have to report back on some of the history behind some of these.
The next one, La Aurora 107 Maduro Robusto, had one within the last month. So they're still kicking around. Obviously, they've changed the label a little bit. Still got a lion, but anyway, yeah. Of the 107, like that Maduro,
but 107 is supposed to be a low price point entry level.
Yeah,
right. This was $5.75 retail.
Yeah,
at the time.
Yeah, it's retailing now for about $9.50 plus your tax and all that.
I like how I don't have to look it up because you work at a cigar shop.
Yeah, so
or two.
Yeah. So you got your Connecticut broadleaf. It's still good. You know what I mean? I wouldn't give it. I'd probably give it a 5.
Yeah.
Like you can keep 5 in your box and hang out. I definitely wouldn't give it a box split or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's definitely. I disagree with the angler aspect of it.
Right.
What was the review? IPC.
Release.
IPCPI released it. La Aurora's reputation when it comes to Broadway.
Yeah, boring start to finish. Yeah, I find there's not a lot exciting about it, but it's not a bad cigar.
Yeah.
But I like you're kicking around angler rating. I can see that. I think your 5 keep 5 for just knocking around kind of thing.
The problem is again with a company like La Aurora. It's the oldest company it's the first company in Dominican Republic since 1903. They have a lot of different SKUs and a lot of other sticks that would get in line before this stick. If you walk in to a La Aurora shop,
especially when you go in the $10. I don't know though, the $10 price point now. There's a lot at the $10 price point. The $5.75 price point would be appealing. So you get these on sale or whatever. But
yeah.
Yes. El Rey del Mundo Robusto.
These are now sold in 5-packs from General.
Is this a Cuban?
Oh,
is that a Cuban?
That's a Cuban. I'm sorry.
Cuban.
Okay. Yeah. I thought we were talking about the regular El Rey del Mundo Robusto. But
I wanted to get even a hint of that Cuban flavor and didn't get it. That's what I remember on this one. Yeah.
That's disappointing.
I haven't smoked a lot of Cuban. Well, so I did smoke Cuban cigar earlier. What did I smoke? Where's the band? Sancho Panza Bellicoso.
Ooh, Sancho Panza. I remember when those came out.
I mean, it's probably it probably had at least 10 years of age on it. And it was good, but it didn't wow me. And the reason I bought those is one of my security friends, Chris Hoff, gave me one of those cigars many years ago on a Stogie Geeks episode that we did in Mr. J's. And he brought like a whole Pelican case of vintage Cubans, and that was the one that I smoked. And he was like, "Good choice." And man, was that cigar amazing! So the next time I was like acquiring Cuban cigars, I'm like, I want a box of those. And then like I tried them over the years and kept trying them over the years, and nothing even came close to the experience I had with the like original vintage one that I smoked, which is indicative of Cuban cigars, right? Like the blending that they did in that year was awesome, and then the next year might be completely different. So the inconsistency definitely prevails in Cuban cigars for sure. Because there are several Cuban cigars that I have in my humidor that are based on someone gave me one and I tried it and loved it, and then bought like a newer box or whatever, and then I was like, well, that was nothing like what I smoked before. And that's why largely I don't seek out Cuban cigars. Also, the prices on Cuban cigars have gone up tremendously, which technically we're not supposed to buy in the U.S., but you know, there's ways. Another Padilla. We talked about Padilla. Anything else on here? Look, Filthy Hooligans. Remember those?
Oh yeah. Those are still kicking. They come out. They come out obviously around St. Patrick's Day. Now they have Black Market, so that was still there. Yeah. So back in 2013. Now they've also gotten a little bit creative since then. They do like a barber pole.
Yes. Yes.
Filthy Hooligan there, and you know.
The barber pole. I don't know. It just seems to
Barber poles in general, or just that
like
one?
in general. Like there's not like a barber pole on an Oasis or Fight Chuck Norris cigar.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I think there's a reason for that. It's tough to pinpoint exactly what that reason is, but
I think with the barber pole, since most of the flavor comes from the wrapper of any cigar, whether it be good or bad,
right?
You're just trying to force transition, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so as opposed to let the tobacco do its own transition. And I mean, I don't know. They're okay. I wouldn't give it an angler. I'd give it a try one, but every cigar shop does hey, we're gonna have green cigars for
you got to buy a couple of green cigars around like, St. Patrick's Day, dude.
But
like,
why don't you get like an Alandino makes a good one?
Yeah, I haven't had the Alandino.
The Alandino makes a good one.
Yeah.
Espinosa makes a good one called the Wasabi. Like super like way.
I don't know if I had a wasabi. Maybe
I don't know if that's gonna like because you're not like gimmicky like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but it truly, it's a pepper bomb. Most of the Espinosas definitely try to be for sure.
LFD made a Candela wrapper.
LFD,
excellent.
Like there's so many.
It didn't hold up with age. Like I wouldn't age those because I think I aged one, and like the flavor that you get from the Candela wrapper is
salty.
And it ages out really fast.
Yeah,
it's not ones you want to because like that grassy kind of hay that you get from the Candela like goes away, and it'll be boring and bland if you age it. In my experience, Crystal Baller from L'Atelier. I haven't smoked a lot of L'Atelier lately. They're still kicking around though. I haven't smoked a lot of those lately. I don't know what that cigar
is.
Spanish Corojo Niñas. Ecuadorian Corojo, Dominican Habano, Dominican filler, and Nicaraguan filler 5x44. Small Perfecto had a nice mix of wood and spice. Performance was good. Solid angler at a price of $2 a stick when buying a box of 50. This, again, goes into that 44 ring, 4.5, 5-ish or less or whatever kind of stick. Yeah. This is your quick smoke. I've never heard of that name. Spanish Galleon Corojo Niñas.
I like Tim's ratings. The performance was good. That's his way of saying
Smoke good.
Smoke good.
I got to say something positive about the cigar. Smoke good. Burn was good. Grand Habano. They still make Grand Habano?
Yes, they do.
I like Grand Habano.
George Rico.
I like their. I want to say they've got like a short Robusto and a Connecticut wrapper, and they used to carry them at the Havana Cigar Club.
Yep.
Holy crap! I forgot to mention our sponsors.
Well, we'll get there. or if you want to do it now, go ahead.
I think we should do it now.
It's a great transition.
Havana Cigar Club, great place for a drink and a cigar. And they used to carry Grand Habano. It was a red box, and it was a Connecticut wrapper. They were reasonably priced, and I would buy them and smoke them all the time. But now they're not. Well, Havana Cigar Club, you should go there. It's right next door to the studio. It's a great place to enjoy drinking a cigar. And I miss my Grand Habano. Now I got to look and see Like, where? How do I get these?
They're
Tim
around.
didn't like this
the-
number 3 lunch break though.
Gran Habano is around and alive and kicking.
Yeah.
You know, I think they went the online route a lot,
Right.
right? And so a lot of retailers are not going to carry them because they just can't keep up with the price point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Plus,
I thought they were reasonably. The ones I was smoking, dude, were reasonably priced.
right, but do you really need another $12 Connecticut on the shelf aside
Right.
another
Are they
40
Are they 12?
ish? Yeah.
It was a red. I thought it was a red box.
Yeah, see how the prices online are that?
Yeah.
And if you add the component of, Keystone in and tax in there, you're
Right.
in that $11.50, $12. And again, I think because they're online, they kind of get washed out quicker,
Right.
Same argument like with the Gurkha, like the
There it is.
business
So they have a
methodology.
Rothschild. A Rothschild 4.5 by 50.
Mm-hmm.
$7.30 a single online. A box of 20 is $124.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even at that price point, I thought it was a good stick,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
Yep.
I liked the Connecticut better. The vintage 2002, I've had some of those too. Those aren't bad.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good too. The ones with the it's got a cedar wrapping that says vintage on it. I don't know if they make the lunch break anymore. I don't know what the lunch break was. Let's see. It's a 4.5 by 40. Hence lunch break. Yeah. Our other sponsor is, of course, threathunter.ai. And, Jim's busy today because he's got clients that are having some issues with their IT and security. Yeah. You should visit threathunter.ai. Am I saying that right? I got to go to the website because I like his thing he's got on his website.
Other catalog.
I gotta get the thing right. I gotta get the website.
Isn't it IO?
Talk about something different while I do that. This is the problem. This is the problem. When it's just two of us. I need to do something, so you need to talk.
Copy that. Yeah, like Gran Habano, getting back to George Rico, he's got a couple of different lines out there, and like I said, most of them are online. If you go to the retailers section, enter a location near me. Let's do Rhode Island, right? If you do Rhode Island, yeah, you got Cigar Smiths and Tiverton. They're new.
Mm-hmm.
You do have the Regency,
Okay.
and the reason why you got the Regency is he has an ultra premium line there too, which you know how fastidious that gentleman can be.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so those are your Rhode Island choices there. So
Sorry, I have the ad read now for Mr. Jim McMurray's threathunter.ai. You can go to threathunter.ai. It says expert threat hunting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Your brand deserves more than just managed detection and response. It's the white glove service for all of your cybersecurity needs. And again, the teams are busy dealing with a massive outage as a result of a CrowdStrike update, which is likely why Jim is not here with us today. So, yes, make sure you check them out at threathunter.ai for all of your cybersecurity needs. Let's continue on. We got the Angler. I like these Illusion 888 Slam. I like this cigar. I still have a bunch. I must have bought a bunch of them because I smoked one not that long ago, and it's a good stick. I would update my rating to a 5. I said it was kind of yawn. I stuck through it, but I like smoking these now. I think they're good. Again, it's a 5. It's something you smoke, out in the yard or maybe at your next barbecue or picnic. But I like it. They all smoke great. It's a great size. What is the size of it? Oh, the Slam was smaller, so I like the larger one. That's what it is. 6 3/4 by 48. I think I have ones that are bigger. Oh no, that's the one. 6 3/4 by 48. No, I'm sorry, that's the one that I have in my humidor. I bought a bunch. It's still kicking around. Still a great smoke. Yeah. You sell a lot of Illusion?
No, but I think again, when you're talking about the Connecticut, you're looking at the FNA from
Yes.
Illusion.
Right.
So if you take the FNA or the MJ12, I think it's called. So if you go either lighter or darker, then the answer is yes. But again, I think they get lost in the humidor with presence here. It's to no fault of the cigar broker locally here in the Northeast. He's well out there. I think it's an acquired taste, but they are on both shelves. So they just kind of ebb and flow out there. The La Polina family series.
Yeah. Where is that? La Polina. I did see that. La Polina. La Polina.
Have always liked La Polina, and it's funny because Todd told me next door, they switched factories, right?
No.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay, like where'd they go? And that's his quest for me. He's like, you should report back to me and figure that out. But
sure.
So I'm kind of like smoking the new stuff. I do have one every now and again. My favorite is the Mr. Sam from La Polina, but he's got a bunch of them next door. And do okay. So sometimes I tell people if they want something different, especially if they've been smoking something a little bit stronger, it'll give their palate a break. But to me, like La Polina is it's classic old school tobacco.
Yeah.
The Nesta Miranda Special Selection Robusto, still, these are like firing on like every single shop that I visit in the Northeast.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, this was a 5.5 by 54. Nice size. But the price point back then was $5.50.
Yeah, you're about
probably $9.
$8.90. So call it $9 for the Robusto. They do make a 60 ring gauge or 58 ring gauge. I think it loses its lackluster.
Sure.
But like you can buy these, and you can buy these online or in a shop. Decent price point.
Yeah.
Robustos, very tasty. Great morning smoke with coffee.
I'll have to try it again in the morning, now that you say that. Yeah. What else we got?
Flor de los Antilles,
Yeah.
which I'm shocked that you gave this an angler. Shops do amazing with this stick. Like,
yes, people do like these a lot. I like
moves.
it was their special edition or whatever the Reserva one that was really good.
Like,
and I think I was comparing it to that one, and
people gravitate to the stick. It's box pressed. They like it. Also introduces them to the quote unquote My Father factory, which opens up them to other lines, including that La Bijou, and they kind of go down that avenue. Especially with like frequent flyers of a cigar shop. Well, I like the stuff from that. Should I go with this?
Right.
Or usually, if they're smoking like the harsher My Father stuff, the stronger, bold flavor, this is a good toggle back to give your palate a break.
How is your Tatuaje Black Label Corona Gorda?
I've lost the leather.
Yep.
And I'm getting a little bit of the pepper now. It's just trying to hang on.
It's trying to hang on, but it's not doing a great job, in my opinion.
No, but then again,
it's kind of hot. It's kind of harsh. I'm even further than you are, and it's kind of hot and kind of harsh. To be honest with you.
Yep.
Not loving it. Like I'm almost ready to pitch it and light up something else. First 2/3 were the first third was out of this world.
Yep.
Second third was good, certainly. Final third didn't really hold up.
Yeah, picking up a little cedar. It's just trying to hold on to that pepper, and it just rides over me.
Kind of fell apart in the final third for me.
Fell off a cliff.
Started out amazing though.
Yeah.
I mean, I would smoke them just for that first third. To be honest with you.
Zeno Classic number 6.
Zeno.
Like these.
We don't smoke a lot of Zeno, or I don't see a lot of Zeno. there were some special edition Xenos. I think you and I smoked.
Yeah, they have a Texas one. It has,
Yeah.
which anybody Texas has.
It's a unique flavor profile in the Xenos.
Yeah.
You know, I like it for that because it is so different, right? This was Tim's review on it, but I like the Xeno line again because I think it's very different. Although I haven't seen one with this. It's got like a burgundy colored band on it, huh?
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
lighter blend of what their offerings are.
Right.
What do you got, Honduran in there? I think is that
Let's see.
guessing? Because
The binder is binder. So wrapper is Ecuadorian, binder's Honduras, filler's Dominican and Honduras, and this was a 5.5 by 50. Tim said it's just your average mild smoke, good for a novice or kicking around. But I want to say these are like not reasonably, like they're pretty pricey. Pretty pricey. This is a Tubo. Item is no longer available. Where do you get Xeno cigars now?
Well, you can get them locally over at the Regency,
Okay.
but they're
Because they're a Davidoff. They're a Davidoff brand, right? Yeah. I wonder. Puro Express. I want to say you can buy Cubans from there too. Yeah. It's taken a really long time to load. Yeah, it's some 18. Oh wow, they changed the.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's a different one.
Yeah.
They got a Xeno Nicaragua Robusto.
those are the lower end. The ones with the yellow label.
Yeah.
Are the lower the lower offerings.
Okay, and these are all in euro prices.
Yep.
On this website. Xeno Platinum, Crown Series limited edition. Oh, I see the red band now, huh? Xeno Classic.
Yep.
I thought they had a different colored band on the Classic for some reason. Maybe the tubos have a black tube. Yeah, I haven't done Xeno in a while. We have to revisit.
Mm-hmm. Potagus Benji Menendez.
Oh yeah, this was the one that didn't do as well as the previous one, right?
Yeah, I mean it was okay. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It was, I mean, if you want to smoke just a basic classic cigar, yeah, it's cool.
I want to say there was a couple of releases of this, and one release was amazing, and this one wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
This was the first reviews of this cigar were awesome, and I mean epic. The reviews just kind of so now. We each smoked one, so this is the one that kind of aged out. It was 6x46 Corona Gorda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This next one, I want to completely
Great Cliff.
Oh no, okay, I wasn't going there.
Okay, where are you going?
I'm going with the 1502 Ruby Toro.
1502 Ruby. Yeah,
Dude,
1502s
that's
are awesome.
great Enrique. That's
Yes.
a great cigar.
The picture's backwards. Too. It's kind of weird.
That is like a box split with a friend cigar.
I like the 50. They still have them at Havana?
No, 1502s.
No, that's why I haven't been smoking them.
No.
Because I don't think Mr. J's carries the 1502.
No, they
either.
haven't. No.
So
no.
the two shops that I frequent, I don't think Jana carries them either. At the humidor.
No.
So the shops that I frequent don't carry them, which is why I haven't ended up smoking them.
Yep. Enrique is alive and well.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy.
Yeah,
he's an awesome guy.
he's a very animated dude. But yeah,
A lot of the people we talk about, maybe you want to start doing interviews again.
Yeah.
Enrique is like such an awesome interview. He's just a great person to talk to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some of my close friends are like, how come they don't sell 1502s anymore? I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, I don't know. I'm like, maybe they don't want to make money. I don't know. But
Yeah, I don't get it.
The 1502s is, but again, I think it's a hand sell.
Yes.
It's definitely a hand sell cigar. You got to have someone who's a little bit knowledgeable in the humidor, or at least someone who can carry a conversation in order to kind of guide them into that.
Right. Here's one I don't agree with. Lauro Preferitos Connecticut #2.
Right? Like this is
Dude, that's an awesome cigar.
This is like a box worthy all day.
all
day long.
Yeah. Now I gave it to him it was about 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
It sat in the humidor, which may be slightly too long for a Connecticut to sit around, so that could have played into the review. This is a Connecticut shade wrapper, Dominican binder, and filler. It is #2 size Perfecto 5x54, which, I mean, that's the classic Preferito size, right?
Yep.
Like these are just, these are awesome.
They're very tasty.
And do they still make them like not in this one is not in the tubo, right?
Yeah, but they make them, but they're not the Preferito size. It's in a Robusto size.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And
Because the
ironically,
Sapphire is the Connecticut number 2.
yeah, and they don't taste the same.
And they don't, because they used to have the Tubo
Mm-hmm.
line, the Preferido.
Mm-hmm.
What do they call it? They call it something. Do they still call it a Preferido? But in the Tubo, and there's all the different colors for all the different wrappers in the Tubo.
Mm-hmm.
But they used to make the Preferidos in like the non-Tubo,
Mm-hmm.
and they were less expensive, and I think a slightly different blend.
Mm-hmm.
Folks at Laura can Manuel, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say it was a slightly different blend back in the day.
Yeah.
You could buy them at a lesser price point, and I would smoke them all the time. But now, you're right. Like, they don't. It's regular size Vitolas now,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah.
Do you know how much the regular tubos go for now?
Oh, I don't even want to.
Like,
I wanna
you know how
know.
they have like the Maduro,
wanna-
the Scaro. You
Yeah.
ready? You ready?
I'm looking. I'm looking. Yeah. What do you got? That's a box of 8. What's a single? And it's not. Oh, look, it's not going to work.
Well, the internet's not really working today.
So no, it's not. The internet sucks today. Thanks, CrowdStrike. But so how much do these a stick now?
$26.25.
$26.
Yep. And that's Rhode Island prices, which are relatively cheaper. If you were
Correct.
in Mass, if you'd be in Mass, you'd be in that $33, $34 paid for a Preferito, which is they are tasty. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
But
At that price point, I can find other things to smoke.
right.
Yep. Oh, so I just smoked one of these recently, an Alec Bradley Fine and Rare redo. So what did I say initially? I smoked one of these the other day, and I took a picture of it. I took a picture of it to review it too, because I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it's like a $5 today, and this is the same cigar that I smoked. So I bought like a couple, and I saved one. Does this have 2010 on the? Yep, this is the exact same cigar I smoked the other day. So my original review was, Eek, I was hoping for something really special, a magical journey into 10 different types of tobacco used in this blend, different flavors that come and go through the smoke. I found none of these things. It was very enjoyable. Did not step up to the plate in the flavor department, and I was underwhelmed. Honduran Trejos wrapper. Binder is Honduran and Nicaraguan. The filler is not available. It's a 6x52. At the time, it was MSRP of $14. Originally released in 2011, November 11th, 2011. And I smoked one the other day. And I would give it a 5. I kind of agree with my original assessment because there was some of the other Fine and Rare that I just thought fired on all cylinders. It had this very complex, balanced, and flavors were all like coming and going and just awesome. But this cigar is just like a regular cigar. Like it doesn't smoke like an Oasis level cigar, but it's a solid $5. I think I was harsher in my review because previous releases kind of tainted that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you also got to consider the time. It was 2012, and Alec Bradley was creating other really good stuff, like the
I have
original,
to say,
like the original Tempest.
yeah, but I had to say it did age pretty well. Like it wasn't aged out at all. And it was good. It was good. All right, last couple. What do you think? Well, let's try and finish out the what are we on? The Angler. Finish out the Angler.
Oh, we're not going to go to a couple of try ones.
Maybe we'll see.
All
Oh,
right.
remember these Grand Habano, SDK, Zulu, Ecuadorian Connecticut's?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
They don't make these anymore.
Yes,
do
they do.
they? No way.
Yes, they do. They're still kicking around. I'm
Dude,
telling
that's
you.
amazing.
They're
It
still-
had like the Zulu, like red and blue colors on it.
They're still kicking around. They're a little more divided in the lines of what the offerings are for Grand Habano.
Sure.
But they are still kicking around.
Yeah, I said it was an Angler, which isn't like a horrible review, but not great. Yeah. Where was that? Sabor Cubano was one that I bought in Florida. You know, you go to Florida and you can get like brands that you would never see up here.
Yep.
And I was like, when I go on vacation in Florida, just pop in a local shop and be like, buy whatever looks like you've never seen it before.
Mm-hmm.
This was the Sabor Cubano. I didn't give it a great review. It said it had nothing going for it, not horrible, but nothing exciting. So sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
How do you judge that? Because it's like kind of like picking out wine, right? If you go to a wine,
Yeah.
new wine place, right? Like, do you look at the label? How important is it to you? Like, what's your process with that?
Sometimes I just look for new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm like, wow, I've never heard of that before, and so I should try it. You know, kind of thing. That's really all that goes into it. So, yeah, they're still around. Again, I only smoked one in one particular line. So, Casa Fernandez, really? Casa Fernandez Miami Reserva.
That's a
Tim
good
gave that an
stick.
angler. Now, this is in the. It looks like the Maduro wrapper.
Mm-hmm.
I like it better than the Habano. He did a full review of this and only gave it an angler. I do like the Habano better than the Maduro.
Mm-hmm.
And I just found a Habano in my humidor. I was like, whoa, where did that come from? I love the Habano cigar. That's probably one of my like everyday smoking smokes. One of my favorite is the Casa Fernandez Miami Reserva Habano. And I'm not sure. See, this is different. This is a 5 in 7.5 by 54. I don't agree with this at all. Even the Maduro is at least a box worthy or maybe a fiver, right? I haven't had the Maduro in quite some time though, but you can find these online too.
Yeah.
This is this isn't like an online kind of stick. But I think the Habano's better. How do you find the? Oh boy, now I'm down. Oh wait, what is this right here? Right here, regular Miami Reserva.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm curious what the. It just says wrappers Nicaraguan. Binder fill in Nicaraguan. What are they getting? What are they getting for a? What are they getting? A box of 15? I like the Toro in this size. And it's like 165 for a box of 15. I found better deals on these. Mine have a band on the foot though. This picture doesn't have a band on the foot. Mine have a yellow band on the foot. I don't have it with me. It's at home, but it's in like my box of like two smoke kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I found it and I was excited. I don't agree with Tim's review. Gurkha Evil Robusto. I see the Evil from Gurkha was another one that was good. Tim didn't like this one, but there's multiple different Evil line cigars. I think I picked some of these up and gave it to Tim to review back in the day. This is early days. Well, we're now in 2011. We get all the way back to 2011.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My cigar is out. It was done.
Show's over?
That's it. Show's over. My cigar's out. Show's over, folks. Maybe we'll do try ones next time.
Yeah. Yeah. I have some.
There's a bunch of try ones in here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of try ones. Yeah. Davidoff Royale Release Robusto was a try one. Oh, yeah. The Robusto in this size wasn't great. And it's like $100 for a cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, that will conclude the Stogie Geeks show for today. Thanks for everyone for sticking around. Make sure you follow us on social media. We are there, and I'm going to do some posting on our social media coming up. And thanks, everyone, for listening and watching. We'll see you next time.